Hello everyone, welcome to My Skills, My Future. And today we are going to discuss about the sensors. I hope that you understand about the importance of sensors and you have seen the sensors functioning also. So if you don't know, no worry, I am here to help you out. So today we take a small example of AC, right? So I think everybody have seen the AC and they have seen like that whenever we on the AC, we have seen some numbers are reflecting. So these numbers are nothing but the room temperature they are showing. But important thing is that how they are showing this temperature. They are showing this temperature with the help of sensor. That sensor name is temperature sensor. This temperature sensor is sensing the environment of the room and then converting into the signals, and then it is being displayed on your screen, right? This is one example. Another thing is that suppose you are in a night and you want to set the particular temperature in your AC. You can do that with the help of your remote control, and then whenever the room temperature goes above, then it automatically cut off your AC and switch on your AC, right, according to the your need. This is one example. But if this functioning is become possible with the help of sensors, right? So I take another example you have seen, that is a geyser, right? So what the geyser? Geyser has one temperature sensor. Whenever we switch on the geyser, so what happens? Then that water will start getting warm, and when it reaches the particular temperature, it will cut off the geyser, or means cut off the power supply to the geyser. So there are two advantages you have seen so far. Our first one is the saving of electricity, and second one is the safety, right? So in that's the same manner, you can see the number of physical properties are present in our environment, just like you can say temperature, humidity, wind speed, pressure, so many are there. We cannot list it out, then list will be very big. So for every physical property, there is a specific sensors to measure that one, right? So before going in further detail of the sensors, I would like to discuss the one more thing, the human sensors. I think you have seen and you have studied about the five sensors in human body. But vital sensor in human body is vision, right? What is the eyes? Eyes are able to see the light which is visible in range. But important fact is that in our environment, two types of light are available. Few are available, few are visible with our eyes, and few are invisible with our eyes. Okay, so today we will talk about that particular range of invisible light, that is infrared range. And to sense that range of light which is present in the environment, we always use the infrared sensors, right? So go ahead, let's discuss further the sensor. So so let's start. Today I am taking a very small example of the sensors, that is IR sensor, that is easily available in the market in a cost of less than 100 rupees. So I had taken that one. I'm not discussing about the commercial sensors, right? So I will see how they are functions. So there is in sensor we have one transmitter and another one is receiver. Like you can see, this is your transmitter and this one is your receiver. Transmitter always transmits the light of particular range, but it is invisible to human eyes. When these lights will strike with some object, and the light will be reflected back, and when it will fall on the IR receiver, then IR receiver will sense that light, and then the resistance of IR receiver is nothing but a photodiode. When the light will fall on the photodiode, its resistance will change, and this change will be calculated as per the mathematical equations. We'll see these things later on. So these are physical phenomena which is followed by the IR sensors, right? So now, I would like to say the IR IR region range. We call it IR spectrum, and the entire IR spectrum has been divided into the three ranges. First one is near field, near infrared region, second one is mid infrared region, and third one is far infrared region. The important thing is that the wavelength supported by these regions. When I am talking about the near infrared region, the wavelength supported by this 700 nanometer to 1400 nanometer. right? So main application area of this particular infrared sensor is object detection, and this is widely used in robotics, right? So they will always find the object near or far, and accordingly action will be taken. So second is mid infrared region IR sensor that is available, that in wavelength range is 1400 nanometer to 3000 nanometer. So main application area of such kind of infrared sensor is heat sensing. So are you getting some idea here? Okay, if you are not getting idea, I would like to give a small example. Nowadays, after the COVID has infected the entire the world, you have seen that in every public malls or public places and in hospitals, in schools as well, one gun shape of device is available, and whenever you enter and your security guard or doctor or personals, they are pointing toward the forehead and they are sensing your temperature, right? So this in that device, this particular range of infrared sensor is used. And next is far infrared region sensor. So that range is 300 nanometer to 1 millimeter, and this has a special application. Nowadays, you have seen the cameras around you, and whenever you are traveling on the road or going on the road, and you just point out the cameras are there, and if you see these cameras keenly or carefully, you will find that the their surrounding some dots will be available, and this is kind of LED. If you go near to that camera, you will find that the LEDs are there. But ever you seen that LEDs are glowing? No, that LEDs never glow, because these LEDs are nothing but a IR transmitters, and IR transmitters are not visible to human eyes. Okay, so they are basically using for thermal imaging. Okay, so this kind of range is used for night vision cameras. Okay, so this night vision, are you understand the night vision camera? When the total darkness is there and human eyes is not able to see anything, but this range IR sensors can see with the help of thermal imaging. There some object is there, some human is there, because every human has some temperature, and this sensors can sense those temperatures and create the image, create some image of that one, right? So this is a particular range. I hope that you have enjoyed the application and understand the application of three regions, right? And next I will come to the important, when I am talking about the transmission of light. The transmission of light always needs some medium. So similarly, IR also needs some medium, and it supports the vacuum also. They can travel in atmosphere also, and they can travel in optical fibers also. Okay, so next I will come to the types of the IR sensors. There are two types of IR sensors are available in the market, and they are categorized basically. First one is active infrared sensors, and second one is passive infrared sensors. Active infrared sensors are those sensors which basically have the transmitter and receiver, which have seen understand this object detection scenario. So one transmitter transmit, and receiver will receive the signals, that is comes under the active sensors. And second one is the passive infrared sensors. This kind of sensors have only the receiver or detector, you can say. In technically, some people call it detector, or you can say sensor, right? So these passive sensors, just like I am standing, and you can see the application in thermal heat sensing. So again, the same example I will point it out. Somebody pointing out that body temperature measuring gun in front of you, and my body temperature is emitting some infrared light or infrared waves toward the that point gun, and that gun is sensing. So my gun does not have any kind of transmitter. That is only the receiver, but my human body is transmitting the infrared waves, and that is being received by the infrared detector. So those comes under the passive infrared sensor category. And active infrared sensor category, basically object detection we discussed, that comes under the active infrared sensors. Okay, I hope that you might have enjoyed the today's session. This is our first video we are launching. This is a part one for the infrared sensors, right? In part two, we'll come with you. We'll come very soon, and we'll upload for your knowledge enhancement. And in that purpose, we will discuss about the commercial aspects, and commercially available sensors and their application area, and with industry in coming videos in a part 2 of infrared sensors. I hope that you might have enjoyed this session, and I'm expecting that you will learn, and your feedback is very important. What are the topic, what are the point you are not understand properly? You can use our channel, so that you can post your questions, so we will answer there. And please join us and like us. Please click on the bell icon so that you will get the notification, right? Thank you.